Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wisconsin Greg Show. I'm doing a cooking video tonight. I haven't done one of them in quite a while, so I thought I'd do one. The weather ain't been cooperating with me too well to be doing stuff outside, so I thought I'd do a cooking video. I do a lot of cooking in the slow cooker, or some people call it a crock pot, and that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be using rump roast, and I'm going to be using a bunch of root crops such as turnips, rutabaga, carrots, and parsnips, and then there'll be some onions in there too. So I'm going to get started right away with this and get browning the rump roast in a cast iron pan on the stove. I'm just going to brown the outside. That'll kind of lock the juices into the roast and keep it from drying out too much. So I'm going to get started right on that, and let's get going. This is an Angus rump roast. It's about 2.5 pounds. You want right in that area, right in 2.5, 3 pounds, 3 1/4 pounds, right in that area. That's what I use. You could do bigger if you got a bigger slow cooker. You know, whatever you can fit into your slow cooker with the vegetable or the root crops on top. And it all depends if you want more meat or more root crops. It really doesn't matter. It's kind of your choice what you want to put in there. So I'm going to rub this down with some olive oil, and then I'm going to put this in the frying pan and kind of give it a deep, real hot searing around the edges and lock that moisture in there. Okay, I'm going to stick her in the pan and give it some browning. I'm on a gas stove. I got the temperature set about medium to high. My stove gets pretty hot, but you do want it pretty hot, so you're giving it a quick searing around the edges. Sure if that's the correct word I should be using, but and I'm not a professional cook, but this is just how I do it, and it turns out great. When I put it in the slow cooker, I always put the fat side to the top, and I want that juices dripping over the meat while it's cooking. I'm gonna let this sear for just a little bit here, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I've been flipping it around with using a couple forks and got all the edges browned. I'm gonna place it into the slow cooker. The slow cooker, I did put a slow cooking bag in there. You don't have to use one if you don't. If you're a little scared of, some people are scared of use cooking with plastics. I'm not. It doesn't bother me. I'm pretty used to it. Probably some people say it's not a good idea, and other people say it doesn't matter. Anyways, I use them. That's your choice if you want to use a cooking bag in your slow cooker or not. To me, it makes it a lot easier to clean up. But anyways, that's your choice. So I'm going to stick it into the slow cooker right now, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I got her into the slow cooker. Now I'm going to put some salt and garlic powder and black pepper on there. You can use whatever spices you like or seasoning you like. This is what I like. Okay, I'm going to start out with about 3 carrots and about 3 parsnips. And I'm going to peel them with a peeler like this. Just like that. And cut the ends off, and then I'm gonna cut them into sections. I'm gonna try to make all the pieces fairly the same size. The big ends will be smaller, the longer ends will be a little longer, so they kind of cook evenly. And I'm going to do that same thing with the parsnips. And I do have a stopper in my drain here so the peelings don't go down and clog up my sink. So I'm going to finish the rest of these carrots and I'll be right back with you. Carrots and parsnips. Okay, now I'm going to use about 3 turnips, but that's up to you, however many you want to use. And I'm going to kind of peel them just like you would an apple. That's how I do it anyways. And I'm going to cut it into quarters. This one, depending on how big they are, I want to make the pieces about the same size as the other parsnips and carrot pieces. I want them to cook pretty much evenly. And I'm going to continue that with the other 2 and I'll be right back with you. Okay, and then I got a rutabaga here. I'm not going to use the whole thing because it's a big one. Probably going to cut it into almost about half, and then I'll cut it in, I'll peel it like I did the turnips, and then I'll cut it into chunks pretty much similar to size of the other stuff. So I'll be right back with you after I get done with that. Okay, now I'm just going to dump those all over the top of the roast. I got some onions here. I chopped them up earlier for a sandwich, but I didn't need all of them. It was a big, huge onion, so I'm going to put them over the top of this. If you don't like onions, you can leave them out. You can leave anything out that you don't like. If you haven't never tried them, some of these, like the rutabaga or parsnips, I highly recommend giving them a try, so at least you can say you tried it. Okay, and then I like to take soy sauce. This, you don't have to do that if you don't like it, or if you're very conscious on your salt use, you can leave this out because soy sauce does have a lot of salt in it. But I like to put on a little bit over the top here. It gives the meat and the vegetables some flavor. I'd say it's probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Then I like to go over them with some garlic powder. And this is optional too, it's all up to your taste. And some black pepper. I'm a big black pepper user, I use a lot of black pepper. Now a lot of this will cook off, but a lot of it will drip down onto the meat and give the meat flavor. And that's about all I do right there. I'll put the lid on it and I'll turn around, and depending on how much time you got, if you got 8 hours, that's better. If you don't, it still works out pretty good at 4 hours. If you're cooking it at 4 hours, you want to have it set at high. And if you're cooking it at 8 hours, make sure you set your crock pot at low. And then I'll be back with you when this is done cooking, and we'll show you what it's like. So stay tuned, and we'll see the Wisconsin Greg's root crop rump roast. And we'll see in 8 hours, or as soon as I can get this video tape back recording, and I'll be back with you soon. So I'll put you on pause here. Alright, I'm back. It's been 8 hours later, and the roast is done. And there we go. Let me tell you, it smells wonderful. I probably should have put some more vegetables in it and filled it right up to the brim, but they do shrink down a lot, but that's plenty enough for me. And another thing I probably would have done is maybe shut it off about a half an hour earlier. It just depends on how full you fill it. I didn't have it real full. You just got to keep an eye on it, but it turned out good. And I'm going to get this dished up here, and I'll be right back with you. Oh yeah, doesn't that look good? And let me tell you, it smells wonderful. I'm going to get eating this before it cools down, but I want to thank everybody for watching this cooking video. I hope you get out there and give it a try. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye now.